All right, 3 reasons why building an online agency in 2021 is a very, very good idea. Welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here. In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly what is so lucrative about building an online agency, and I'm also going to be telling you why it's actually much easier to get started, even if you have no experience in that. This is especially important for you if you're looking for something lucrative that you can build, hopefully already, but ideally something that takes off in 2021. If you want to become your own boss, if you want to become free, and if you obviously want to generate high amounts of income for yourself. So that being said, if that excites you, let's get started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a meaningless dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money while not having to worry that you could get fired? My name is Max Tornow, and I've attained that freedom and I've attained that security. No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
All right, so let's talk about the first point here before we actually get into the first reason. What is an online agency? Well, an online agency is basically a done-for-you service. This is usually done in the B2B market, meaning you're helping businesses with something. You're helping businesses by running their social media. You're helping businesses with running their ads. Any done-for-you service where you help businesses either directly or indirectly generating more income, generating more leads. Maybe you help them with recruiting and so on and so forth. The good thing about that is, and we'll talk more about this in a second, is that you target businesses, and businesses are always willing to spend money, and businesses are always willing to improve and get better, and they have no problem with paying that, right? Especially interesting now with 2021 going forward. Lots of businesses are, let's put it that way, focusing on surviving properly and actually thriving in that crisis. So again, there's a lot more spending going on now. So highly recommend you. Anyways, let's get into the first point here. Businesses are more aware of the importance of online services. I've kind of just mentioned that, but I want to dive a little bit deeper on that as well. 2020 has shown that so much more, that online is the future, meaning there's a lot of offline businesses right now that are seeking to digitalize either their processes, which could again already be something that you could help them with as an agency, or digitalize some of their income. And they say, okay, hey, we've heard of the social media thing going on for the last couple of years. We never needed it. Now we want to jump on the bandwagon here. If you come in here and say, hey, I can manage your social media, I can get you more clients, more customers to your real physical business via the power of social media, I can do that for you, right? So more and more businesses are aware of, hey, online is the future. We got to do more online. What are these businesses often lacking? The know-how, the understanding of anything online, right? You can also help businesses with online CRMs, online management systems, ads, advertising. There's so many businesses out there who keep hearing about advertising, Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, but they have no clue. They're completely lost. If you're coming in now here as someone tech savvy, as someone who has experience in that, but even as someone who doesn't have experience in it yet, but who's willing to accumulate that knowledge, if you come in here and you say, hey, pay me and I'll do this for you, you'll have a wonderful win-win relationship, and therefore obviously you can get your foot in the door and you can get your first clients already, all right? So that's the first point. The second point kind of leads up to, the first point kind of leads up to the second point, and that is skills for online agencies are relatively easy to acquire, all right? If you think about running ads for somebody, if you think about managing social media, if you think about building websites for another business, all this is things that agencies do. These are all relatively easy to learn. There's so much content out there literally for free. You can buy a book on that, on at least the things that are not outdated very quickly. You can read on that on the internet. You can read on forums. You can watch training videos literally for free on YouTube. I'm leaning out of the window here a little bit, but we've seen clients literally devoting a very intense week into understanding how social media marketing works, and they were good enough to get started and get their first test clients. So if you devote a couple days intensely to learning a skill that you can then offer as an agency, even if it's just you yourself in the beginning, that's good enough for you to get started. And again, feel free to approach these businesses and say, hey, you'd be my first client. But that means I'd be devoting my entire time to making you succeed because it's only in my interest, which is why you're getting it for a much cheaper price, which is why I'm willing to help you for free. It gets you the foot in the door. One of our expert coaches, actually, Dario Gabriel, someone who runs his own agency very successfully in Berlin, and on the side is coaching our clients, our more advanced clients usually, in that matter. That's how he got started. We literally shot an interview. When did we shoot that interview? 2-3 weeks ago? It's on the YouTube channel. You can check it out as well. That's how he got started. Nobody got started, or very few people got started by a certificate or a university degree, anything like that. These agency skills for online marketing, social media management, website building, these are usually not skills that you can even learn in the old ways of going to a university, because by the time universities teach that, it's already outdated because it moves so fast. So if you're tech savvy and you're willing to invest some time to be learning about that on forums, on videos, on YouTube from certain creators and so on and so forth, you can absolutely acquire the skills necessary for you to get started. I'm not saying you can become a pro right away, but I'm saying it's easy enough for you to get started, get your foot in the door, get your first test clients, and then get better with that. And guess what's happening once you get your first business and you get them results? Well, they're going to be excited about that. They're basically said, okay, we paid you this amount of money, but we got more money out of that. What happens next is you say, okay, give me more money next month so I can make you more money out of that. Hey, do you have any friends or colleagues that are in different other niches that could use my help? Word of mouth spreads. And the same thing helps you with charging higher prices. Instead of selling some cheap info product for $50 to a bunch of people, you basically just target other businesses via your agency. You charge them high prices because you deliver them very good results. All you got to do is you work with 2, 3, 4 companies and you're already making their first $10K a month, if not even more. Right? Charging prices per package like $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 per client are absolutely normal in the B2B agency market. Right? So understand that it's very easy to start. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, give me a follow on my Instagram account. You probably have your phone in your hand right now. My Instagram account is very informative. I'm posting on the feed every day. I'm posting in the stories every day. I'm posting value nuggets on business, on discipline, on management, on marketing, on sales, and so on and so forth. Highly recommend you checking it out. I'm also replying to all DMs, so if you have any specific questions on how to get started with your agency, feel free to send me a message. We've done it many, many times before with a couple hundreds clients. We've literally done this for years now, so we definitely know how it works. Also, I strongly recommend you checking out our Freedom Business Mentoring Instagram account. On there we talk a bit more about the business side of things. We're also talking about our most successful client stories, including people who run an agency together with our help, who've built that up from scratch. We're also replying on the DMs over there as well. So both Instagram accounts, definitely strongly recommend you checking both of them out. Give a follow, it's for free. Tons of value for you. Definitely better than most of the influencer BS that you're seeing out there on Instagram right now. Anyways, the last point is my favorite point, and that is very, very high profit margins, because that's an interesting point you always have to be aware of. Lots of people comment underneath our client success stories, for example. If you see client interviews here on my channel and they're like, it's nice that they're making 20K a month, but that's just revenue. What about profit? Well, you don't really have any expenses, especially if you're making your first 10K when it's just you yourself. Actually, online coaching or online service providing, which is online agency work, has the second highest profit margins in the world, only trumped, well, only the second highest legal profit margins, let's put it that way, only trumped by the pharma industry. Because again, if you compare that, for example, with drop shipping, when a drop shipper says, oh, I'm making 100K a month, yeah, that's revenue. That's 80% of expenses. If you have 15 to 20% profit margins as a drop shipper, you're actually doing very, very well. Whereas when you do online coaching or online service providing, it's the other way around. You get around 80% profit margins, and that's only when you're making $100,000 a month plus. That's a crazy thing. Like usually we have people making $15,000 a month and their only expenses are like $100. So that's like vastly over 90% profit margins. So again, profit margins are extremely high because again, what are your expenses? Nothing. You're not buying a physical product. You're not sourcing anything from anywhere. In the beginning, you don't even need to hire anybody. You can do that completely yourself from scratch. Yeah, you have to invest your own time and energy, but that comes for free. And even as you scale an agency, you can easily scale an agency to $250,000, $350,000, $500,000 a month. Yes, then you'll have to have a team, but even there, profit margins are extremely high because you pay your team an average salary and that is it. And okay, if you have some A player that provides more value, you can pay them a higher salary, but it's not like you have to hire a ton of experts. You just hire regular assistants that you can train. You give them the templates that they have to work on. You train them literally yourself, and that is very, very easy, and again, still allows for very extremely high profit margins. So those are the 3 reasons why building an online agency is the best business idea going forward for 2021. Again, there's so many businesses who have yet to jump on online services. The awareness has grown through 2020 and has grown before that already, but it has been amplified through 2020. It's definitely one of the best ways to start making money. It's very, very simple to get started as well. Like I said, the skills to acquire are fairly straightforward, obviously. Last but not least, I do want to say it's not a magic pill, okay? Please understand that. This is not some trendy thing like this random strange person from their basement is now making millions. No, that's not what we do. We teach people to build a legitimate business that ideally lasts them a lifetime. There's not a magic pill. You still have to execute. You still have to know what you do and so on and so forth. But if you have someone who helps you, if you have someone who's done this before you, who has laid out a proven path, it's still possible, as long as you stay consistent and as long as you execute. So when this sounds good to you and you say, yes, I can stay consistent, yes, I can take feedback, then I got something interesting for you. Feel free to book a free consultation call with us. There's a link down in the description below. It's literally set up for beginners or for people that are already making money but want to take it to the next level. You click that link down in the description, it brings you to a page, read through the page, there's more info on that page, and then at the bottom of that page, there's a button where you can fill out an application. We put that on the bottom on purpose, so people ideally read through the page first. So if you can't maintain focus to read through the page for a couple minutes, then you're probably not a good fit to get started anyways. And at the bottom, you fill out the application, takes you 2 minutes, and you can fill out then you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. Call is entirely for free. Call will be with a real human. This will not be some automated bot funnel, and we'll obviously only be sharing with you hands down implementable steps, not some generalized mainstream BS advice. So if you're someone who spends hours a day at a job that doesn't fulfill them, that doesn't make them enough income, and you want to become your own boss, you want to be safe and secure, you don't want to be able to get fired, you want to be your own boss, right? Then this call is for you. Like I said, link in the description down below. It's for free. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and talk soon.
About an hour ago, I just closed my first client in the programming niche for 1,000 euros. And I'm really happy about that. I'm pumped, I'm excited, and I evaluated his skills, evaluated where he's at right now, and I really saw that I could help him. And he's really excited to get into the program, and I am too. GG, on to the next one.